Beats.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Unhinged Live. You guys know the drill. It's same stuff, different day. I'm your host, Patrick Hennessy, joined tonight by Jay Lonzo, the man. How we doing, Jalen?
I'm feeling great. I might head to the dentist after this episode, get some gaps tightened up. I'm feeling good. That's really all I can say.
Before we talk about any gaps being tightened up, let's do our little attendance / roll call. Pistol Pete, Christopher, Leanna, Aiden, Corey, Benji, we got Christopher already, Dirtbike Nation, Julio, Jake, KG Baseball, Danny, Futai, Chibuzi, quality ass name, by the way. I hope everyone's having an awesome night. We're here, same time as usual, a little bit late. We were a little busy Millie rocking, but so Greg Allen is no longer a Yankee. I'm sad. We kind of talked about this before we went live. Maybe like the best Yankee career of an outfielder in the past 20 years.
Absolutely.
The highlights are just there. There's no comparison, Greg Allen, to any Yankee outfielder. What are your thoughts on it?
Well, listen, I think Greg Allen's right up there with the likeliness of Bernie Williams.
Bernie Sanders.
Bernie Sanders. Listen, let's be clear. Bernie Sanders and Greg Allen were just about equally as great of Yankees. I don't even know if Greg Allen was at spring training. Listen, I think you are a little bit more affected by this than I am. I think that he was brought in as depth. I don't think he was really ever going to make this team unless something really tragic happened. Not too tragic, but tragic nonetheless.
We're off to a great start tonight, Jalen.
Listen, got to get people engaged early. But yeah, no, I think that he was always going to be expendable. I think he was brought in. I honestly think at the beginning when he was brought in, I don't think Gardy was in their plans. I don't think Gardner was really someone that they were for sure going to bring back up until right now, or the day that they, clamped down on discussions and Gardy came to them as willing to take less money. I think that's really the only reason the deal got done, because Gardner is only costing, I think, like $2.5 million against the luxury tax. If he wanted anywhere between I think he wanted originally like $8 million or something like that. They weren't going to give that to him. So they brought in Greg Allen just in case Gardy didn't get brought back and Talkman maybe got injured, something like that. So, it was a nice career. It's nice having him around. Maybe he'll come back on another minors deal and just be in AAA, but he'll get a job somewhere. Fast guys always land somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, I know I joked around and said best Yankee career of all time. But in all seriousness, I am gonna miss Greg Allen. I was kind of looking forward to what he could provide this year. Speedy, switch-hitting outfielder. Thought maybe he could fit somewhere in the Yankees' plans, but obviously that's not the case now. I did think he might have had a shot if Brett Gardner didn't come back, but clearly Brett is back, so that sucks a little bit for Greg Allen, obviously. But let's check out some of the comments real quick. I do want to touch on this. Aiden, great comment. Opinions on Aaron Judge's sexy teeth.
It's a great question.
I think they look pretty beautiful.
I said, smile. Man, you look good, you feel good, you play good. So I think all this is gonna do, and this is without us. We're not some kind of gossip Hollywood blog where we're talking about athletes and their plastic surgeries and all this stuff. Listen, everyone always used to make fun of Judge for it. I'm sure when he went on the road, people would say things about his teeth. So he'll probably be a little bit more confident. When you're confident, you play well. So who knows?
It's a beautiful smile, though.
Look at that man. Gosh.
I mean, look at that man.
My girl's on this stream. Can we take this down, man? Jeez.
Honestly, like Judge could steal my girl, and I wouldn't even care, bro. I'd just be like,
I would thank him. I would thank
that's
him.
what I'm be like. Thank you, Judge. Like you're the man. Like, congrats. I would attend the wedding. No joke.
Show her a better life.
But yeah, like in all serious, like this is just a live stream of just like joking topics, I guess. But in all seriousness, like if this makes Judge a happier person, like more power to him. Like I am gonna miss the gap, like with my own like selfish reasons, just because like that's what like Judge was. But like if he wanted straight teeth, like who's anybody else to knock him for it? Like there's people being like, why'd you get rid of the gap, Judge? Like shut up. Like if the guy wanted straight teeth, just let him be.
I think, listen, he's probably gotten, and we've only obviously known Judge as Yankees fans. We've only known him for the past, I want to say maybe it's probably safe to say like 5 to 6 years, because we started to know who he was when he was in the minors.
Yeah.
Started hearing his name, but I'm sure his entire life he's been made fun of for the gap in his teeth, and we're joking about it, but it's true. He's probably made fun of for it his whole life. He got some money, and he's like, you know what, I want to fix it. So good for him. I hope he feels good. I hope it's comfortable. I hope it doesn't bother him, his vision or his hitting or anything. And as long as he feels good about it, I don't think Yankees fans should care.
Yeah. Let's pull up this comment really quick. Benji said he fell asleep last night during the stream. Now I don't know
Benji.
if that's like a compliment or a diss, because it could go both ways. Be like, yeah, you guys are just like so soothing that I just want to like fall asleep to it. Or it's like, yo, that stream was so boring, I couldn't stay awake 2 minutes longer. But last night's stream was actually pretty fun. For those of you who missed it, Trey Ambergy, Yankees outfield prospect, was on. Awesome dude. We had some great conversations about like Rookie the Bat Dog, Nick Swisher going to Waffle House, Warzone, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. We basically talked about everything besides Yankees baseball. So I'm kidding. I apologize. But no, we did. We talked about like his like career in the Yankees minor league system and whatnot. But most of it was about like Nick Swisher and Waffle House. Just saying. Danny says, I'm a big fan of Double D. I believe that's Derek Dietrich and Jay Bruce. I hope to see them in at least 30 games combined.
I'm not gonna lie.
That's on the short end.
Yeah, I was gonna say if they make the team and they only play 30 games, it'd be a waste of a roster spot
combined. So that means 15 each.
Yeah, that's not going to cut it. I don't think that'll happen. But I do think, unfortunately, one of these guys is not going to make the team. I'd love to see both of them make it. I think it'd be really exciting. I think Jay Bruce in Yankee Stadium could, if he was a full-time player, he could hit 30 home runs in Yankee Stadium. As a bench piece, he could probably put in 15 to 20, depending on how they use him and whether they want to put him at first base sometimes, mostly DHing. I doubt he'd play any outfield, but he probably could here and there. He had a couple nice plays last year, but I think Derek Dietrich is going to be the guy. He's way more versatile. He also has that lefty pop, and I can't see them going Jay Bruce over Derek Dietrich. And I think that if it were to be both of them, I think you're cutting out Ford, you're cutting out Andujar, you're cutting out Mike Tauchman. And Tyro Estrada, and I think that's tough to cut all those guys out, guys that they know what they bring, and you don't really know. These are new guys to the organization. But we'll see. I really hope it does go that way.
Yeah. Now, a question for you.
They would get more than 30 games combined, though.
A question for you, Jalen. Now, do you only like Jay Bruce because you guys share a name?
That has been a rumor. Jay Bruce is someone
That's what I heard.
That's what I heard. I have been in contact with him and his people, just making sure that there's room for 2 Jays in New York. When J Happ was here, it was a little easier just because he had the like J.A thing going on. Yeah, and I wasn't really too worried about it. But no, I think Jay Bruce is a solid lefty bat. He's always given the Yankees trouble, and And I just have a thing for like veterans on the bench. I really don't love when we have these young, inexperienced guys on the bench, because when you bring them into tight moments, they don't perform. They're not used to feeling that pressure and being brought off the bench into a big moment. We've seen it when we tried to use Clint Frazier as a platoon guy and just pinch hitting against a lefty reliever in the seventh inning, and he hasn't gotten at bats all game. It doesn't go well when we, Tyler Wade and Mike Ford as a pinch hitter. Like it never really goes the way we want it to go.
Yeah.
I think having a guy like Jay Bruce off your bench, where he's seen pretty much everything, playoffs, he's seen big moments, he's seen both sides of the reliever spectrum. So I'd love that. And Derek Dietrich, I think we'd all love as Yankee fans. That guy would be awesome in Yankee Stadium.
I'd agree. Yeah, I'd love to get Derek Dietrich on live. That would be the most quality stream of all time. Would love it.
Yeah.
Nick kind of makes a good point here. Question: do you believe the Yankees signed Allen to get Gardner to come back on a cheaper deal? It's very possible that the Yankees got Greg Allen and Jay Bruce kind of as like a negotiation tactic with Brett Gardner. Like, look, we don't necessarily need you. We have 3 other left-handed outfielders that we could use,
Yeah, I think it's interesting. I don't think the Yankees really work like that. I think they do things for leverage, but more along the lines of just creating, I don't want to say illusions, because they do have those options, but I don't necessarily think they would legitimately sign someone just to say, like, oh, we have this. Like, I think if they're bringing in they've liked Jay Bruce for a long time. We've been tied to Jay Bruce for a few seasons now at the trade deadline, off seasons. I think they just want to bring him in and see what he's got. And the same thing for Derek Dietrich. I don't think it was like, we're just going to bring in these 2 random lefty bats and Greg Allen just because we want to have negotiating power over leverage over Gardy. I think when they brought in these guys, Gardner wasn't really in the plans. I think Gardy wanted a lot of money at the beginning of the offseason. And he came back once he kind of saw his market not going anywhere and realizing, I want to still be a Yankee. I'll take less money. And I think that's when they realized, okay, fine, we'll bring Gardy back and he'll be back in the fold.
Yeah, I guess I'd agree in the sense that like the Yankees don't necessarily operate that way. Maybe it did have like a subliminal effect though. Like while they did go to get this outfield depth, like it did have an effect on the contract negotiations. But that probably wasn't their main intention in doing so. Let's check out this question or comment, whatever. Is he going to be in the spring training game, Trey? Yeah, Trey Ambergy is at spring training. He will be in games. So listen, stay tuned for Trey. Like if he launches a bomb, like tweet him, be like, yo, Trey, nice shot.
Saw you on the Unhinged stream.
That's what I'm saying. Just saying. Let's see. Kevin says, trade Glaber to the Reds for Castillo and sign Baez next offseason. I don't want Baez. I don't know if you're on the same.
Kevin's been playing a little too much MLB The Show.
But like let's say this trade or scenario was a realistic opportunity. Would you do it?
No.
I wouldn't either.
I think Glaber I think Glaber's honestly right there as far as talent level with Javi Baez. I think Baez is obviously a more flashy player. He's been in the league a little bit longer. He's produced for a little bit longer of a time. But Glaber is younger. He has the potential to be better than Javi Baez. I do like the idea of getting Luis Castillo, but we kind of talked about this last time I was on live. I think if you're going to trade Glaber for Luis Castillo, you got to get Corey Seager or Trevor Story or Lindor, like one of those 3 top premium shortstops. I don't think Javi Baez is a top premium shortstop. I think he's on that second tier. He's still a very good player, but we don't need another all or nothing guy at the plate. He'd be a great defender. He'd be a very fun guy to watch, but I'd rather not deal with that.
Yeah, I'd agree. Matt Finch, love Matt Finch's comments. If Dietrich and Bruce only play 30 games, something went very right, as it would mean a wave of health swept over the entire roster. You also likely didn't give Voit much of a breather, as it's likely one of those 2 were on the roster as a backup first baseman. While DJ can obviously slide over for a day or 2, you don't want to lose his defense at second any more than necessary. Bro, it's literally anything this guy says. I just agree with.
I do want to disagree slightly though, just because I think while it would be a good sign if we weren't giving guys days off left and right, meaning that they were healthy. But I do think they're going to take a different approach this year, and not even necessarily different. I think they do give a lot of guys days off, but I think this year they're going to be way more conscious of giving guys rest, giving guys days off their feet, even if they're feeling good. Just because we need everyone to be healthy when it comes October. I think that goes for the position players, that goes for the pitchers,
Mhm.
our bullpen guys. You might see a bullpen guy maybe who doesn't pitch for 5 days just because they want to give him a little bit extra breather. Um, Luke Voigt might have a 7, 8 game hitting streak, and they're like, let's give him a day off because he just came off a long road trip. Like, it's frustrating in the middle of August or July when we see that. I know we, as Yankee fans, sometimes we see the lineup and like we're like, this is our hottest player. Why is he playing?
Yeah.
But I think that's just how the Yankees do things. So as long as everyone's healthy in October, I'm fine.
Yeah, I'd agree. Smooth JTV says, how many bench spots are there? I'm assuming they're gonna go with 4 bench spots. Like we mentioned before,
Yeah.
one's gonna go to Higgy, one's gonna go to Gardner, one's likely gonna go to Wade. So it kind of only leaves one open
Yeah,
if we're looking at it
I
like
think
realistically.
they're gonna go third. I'd assume they're gonna go 13 pitchers, 13 position players.
Hmm.
Like you said, that leaves one open bench spot. I think Dietrich is probably in the lead for that spot, just off pure speculation, just because of his
Yeah,
versatility. But you have guys like Ford, Talkman, Andujar, fighting for that spot. So we'll see.
yeah, I'd agree. Let's see. Would you want to trade for Trey Turner? Nuclear Yanks. No, just because there's only room for one Trey in the organization.
Very
No, but
true.
actually, like I wouldn't trade for Trey Turner only because like one, like you have a massive free agent class coming up. So if you are looking for a new shortstop, might as well just sign one. So instead of just giving up the entire organization for Trey Turner. 2, you already
Yeah.
have Gleyber Torres. So I don't know, like I wouldn't consider Trey Turner that like I don't even know if I'd consider him an upgrade over Gleyber Torres. And 3, I don't know. I don't really have a third reason, but the answer is just no.
Three is. I feel like you always have to go with the third, like even if you only have 2 points.
Yeah,
But no,
right. Like
I think Trey Turner would be a slight upgrade over Glaber, but that also might just be recency bias, just because Glaber didn't have a great year last year. But no, I don't really see any value in trading for a shortstop that's not Trevor Story right now, and I don't think
I'd agree.
the Yankees do either. I don't think you're going to trade for a guy when you have that level of shortstop coming up in this year's free agent class. And like we talked about before, I don't really even think we're going to be in that market for a shortstop. If Gleyber has a good year this year, he's our shortstop. So,
Yeah.
and that's what we're hoping for. That I'd hope that he's the long-term solution so that we can continue to add to our pitching, which is really our biggest problem.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't like that idea.
Yeah, I'd agree. James says, I remember a few years back, Ambergy had some of the best exit velocity in the system, and he can run a bit. I wonder if there's something there. There's definitely something there. Like, honestly, Ambergy is better than Gardner. I'm
I
just
completely agree
saying.
with that.
I'm just saying. Nick, I agree with your comment 1,000%. You may need to get yourself a pink Unhinged / Yankee hat to go with your pink T-shirt. I might. Like Jalen, your hat's fire.
Listen, I
Is it
wore
pink
this
or
just
is
so
it
that
the lighting
someone.
just make it?
No, it's pink. It's pink.
Oh, okay. It's fire.
Thanks.
I was waiting for the thanks, like I'm waiting for it, whatever. Um, Yankees should sign Max Scherzer if he has a down year at the deadline. I don't know.
Pass. If
I
I mean if
mean,
he's having a down year, why would we
that's
bring
what
him
I'm
in?
saying. Maybe if the Nats were
I,
having a down year, but Scherzer's having a good year, maybe. But if he's having a
I
down year, like,
just
what's the point?
he makes too much money to bring in. To if we're gonna break, because if we bring him in, we're breaking the luxury tax. Um, I don't think we're going over the luxury tax for a guy who's one, he's kind of old, and two, if he's having a down year, why would we bring him in? I understand the whole like new scenery thing, and Max Scherzer's obviously been an ace and a horse his whole career pretty much. So I understand it from that perspective, but no, I don't think that's a great idea.
Yeah. Um, who's going to take Schmidt's spot in spring training? Are we talking about like as far as like the 5th man in the rotation goes? Because like right now, I would say like Devi Garcia has that on lock. Like Clark Schmidt was probably like the only person who could take the fifth spot away from him. I can't see Domingo Germán stealing that fifth spot in the rotation. Just don't see it. Apparently, he
I'd
spoke
be
with the team today.
I wouldn't be surprised if they gave Domingo Germán a bigger role than we think that he's going
Don't
to
say
get.
that. Don't say
Listen,
that.
I really hope that I wish that this guy would have been cut for the longest time, but they seem to be in love with his stuff. They seem to be giving this guy second, third chances, and I think that I mean, we heard Cashman say he thinks that he's a number 2 starter,
At
and that
worst,
was after the whole incident. So that was this offseason. So
that was a
I don't
couple
know,
months
man.
ago. Yeah.
Right. So I really think that while I know I'm pretty confident Davey is going to make this team, um, I think Domingo Germán could be in play to make this opening day roster as well, which is kind of upsetting because I'm a huge fan of Yalus, however you say it.
Yolis
Yalis.
Chassin.
I'm a huge fan of that guy. I think that he's a veteran, another veteran guy who can eat up innings. He didn't have that great of a year last year, but he's just like 2 years removed from winning. I think it was like 15 games, and pitching in the postseason. So I think that would be a guy who could make the roster and be some pitching depth at the back end of that rotation. But I think it's Davies' spot to lose. He
Yeah.
showed a lot of promise last year. But don't be surprised if Domingo Germán is making some spot starts or coming out of the bullpen this year.
Yeah, I'd agree. Danny has a trade suggestion. Estrada Talkman for Castillo. Let me just say, there's zero chance that this would ever happen. I mean, you're not getting Luis Castillo unless you're giving up like at least 2 top tier guys. Like Estrada and Talkman, they probably tell Cashman that he's lost his mind. Genuinely.
Yeah, no, I don't. No, yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
I would love that. I would absolutely love that, but no.
Steven says, how do you think Andujar can fit in and find a role on this team with all the infield spots figured out and Tyler Wade pretty much guaranteed a spot on the bench? I think it's interesting. Like, that's why I'm so confused as to where Andujar fits, not only in the team, but in the organization. It's like, does he go back down to AAA? Does he have any options left? I genuinely have no idea. It's weird because a lot of guys are in this spot right now, right? So even Mike Talkman, I would kind of consider in the same situation because I don't think he has any options left either. So it's like there's not necessarily a fit currently, but it's also like you don't know what to do with these guys at the same time. So yeah, I put Andujar in that same like what is that called? Limbo? Yeah, like he's in limbo
He's in limbo. I think Andar does have one option at least. I'm pretty sure. I think Andar is a really good talent. He's shown that he can hit. I personally have never been high on him, even when he was performing at his highest level, because I'm just a big defense guy. But I do think that he does still have some value. I think that he is a dark horse candidate to get that 4th spot on the bench. But it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me if that's the direction they would go. They've tried to create some kind of versatility in his game, and it really hasn't worked. He's not a good third baseman. He's not a good outfielder. He's never played first base or the outfield, so I couldn't expect him to be great at those either. But he's an athletic kid. He has room to grow. I think that they should let him just eat in AAA for the first half of the year, and just push him for some kind of reliever or maybe another starter if we have some guys go down. So I have always thought that that's the best route for him. I thought they should have dealt him this offseason in a deal for like a guy like Castillo or Hendricks.
Bro,
as
they
part
should
of
have
like a bigger
dealt him after
package.
2018.
I said
They
I
really
believe that
dropped the
also,
ball with
but
that.
the only thing with that is I think that they didn't really know who was going to step in and be their third baseman after that. Obviously, we all wanted Machado, most of us, at least I'd say as Yankee fans, wanted Machado to come in and then trade Andujar. That's not the direction they went. I'm not really super mad at it. Spending that much money for Machado would have kind of been a lot, especially now that we look in hindsight and we got Gio Urshela way cheaper and honestly similar production. So I don't fully blame the Yankees for not moving him after 2018. However, I think this offseason would have been a nice time to move him. I could have seen him move for Lindor. I think he's better value than Med Rosario, or at least decently equal value to Med Rosario. And I think we could have put together a package for Lindor. I could have seen a package for Luis Castillo. I could have seen Hendricks. maybe Josh Hader. So I just hope that
Yeah.
they don't burn out all of his value before his time is up and he just leaves the organization.
Unfortunately, like if I'm giving like my personal take on this, I think that value is cooked. Like the only way
We'll
that
see.
that
We'll
value
see.
could come back, he needs like a really good AAA season. That's what he
Hundred
needs
percent.
just to get some
Yeah,
sort of value back.
and it's possible. It's very possible. So we'll see.
Yeah, for sure. We got Para in the chat, Unhinged legend. Shout out to Paraskevas Xenophontos.
Pettis, give us.
Let's see. Paraskevas Xenophontos. That's probably no joke. Like when Para first joined the team a couple years ago, I didn't even want to try pronouncing the name. Like genuinely. I was like, I've never seen a name this complicated in my life. So first time I talked to Para, I was like, Para, like, how do I pronounce your name? And he's like, it's Paraskevas Xenophontos. I'm like, all right,
He
yep,
doesn't even make it
Paraskevas
easier.
Xenophontos. Let's
He
see. All
doesn't
right.
even make it easier to pronounce.
We got Julio's comment that I know Jalen might be interested in. Jay,
There
why
we
you
go.
always have those slick comments when people bring up different trade ideas and you come up with about playing too much MLB The Show? Yankees were known for spending big to get the best talent on the field. They should spend big to end this not winning times.
Listen,
What's your
I
response,
don't, I
Jalen?
don't dis, I don't disagree with you. I think the Yankees should spend bigger than they have been, but it's just unrealistic. Like if you pay attention to anything the Yankees have been doing the past 2, 3 off seasons or trade deadlines, they don't spend big. Like they got two. I mean, they spent big on Garrett Cole. That was the guy that they've been, if you want, in essence, they've been saving for,
Mhm.
trying to get under the luxury tax so that they could splurge on him. This is the reason why they didn't throw huge offers at Corbin, at Machado, or Bryce Harper. And then they got Giancarlo Stanton when they really just didn't have to give up much for him at all. So I think unless a deal, I always say, I think unless a deal for a star falls into their laps, they're not gonna move big guys for those stars. And I think I say my MLB The Show comparison is because I don't think that those trades are realistic. I think those happen in MLB The Show, not in real life.
Yeah.
So ideally, they'd be nice trades, but I just don't see them happening.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I mean, like obviously everyone like has their own right to make whatever trade idea they want, but like
Of course,
most trades that fans come up with are obviously unrealistic just because we don't know what goes through the minds of GMs. We don't know what the actual
yeah,
prices of these players are just because like it's not like there's an actual price on them, right? It's value that's determined on some statistic that no one actually knows. It's all based on
yeah.
team by team, organization by organization. But
And not
Andrew
only that,
Wallace,
it's a lot of time it's manipulated. Also, it's like you have
sure.
the Yankees are really known for that, like bringing up a guy's value way more than it should be, or diminishing it if they're trying to trade for the guy. So it
Sure.
depends.
Sure. I want to bring up Andrew Wallace's hot take. This is a flaming hot take here. Clint Frazier is dominant in 2020, and he signs a 10+ year deal worth 200 to 300 million. This is not happening. I'm just saying this is not
Hey,
happening.
hey, listen,
There's no way. Like I love Clint, but like he can dominate in 2021. Even if he does, like there's no way he's getting a 10+ year deal. You
listen.
know that, Jalen.
Andrew been playing a little too much MLB The Show. No, I'm playing.
Oh, here we go.
No. I think I will say I don't think Andrew's super far off. I think if Clint Frazier puts together, I don't know how many years of control left he has. I think maybe 2 or 3. Um, if Clint puts together the seasons that we think he could in these next 2, 3 years, I could see Clint being like close to 200 mil guy.
Yeah.
And that I'd say that's more of like a realistic hot take. I don't see that happening this offseason, or I mean next offseason. But I could definitely see him getting like 180, 190 if he's like an all-star caliber left fielder, especially with how the game has gone in terms of contracts completely inflating. I could really see that.
Bro, could you imagine all the sneakers he would buy?
he I
Like if
could
he got a
he's a guy
$200
that
million
should get
deal,
he should get a sneaker deal from somebody. Jordan, I'm
right?
assuming he'd want. I think he's definitely a candidate. I think like Aaron Hicks has one. Um, but like,
Judge has
let's get
he's
CC.
with Adidas,
He's
no?
Adidas. I
Yeah.
think, but they don't have like shoe deals. I think they're
No, yeah.
they're these athletes. I think Clint could like be one of the first. I think Trout has a shoe. Bryce Harper has a shoe,
Do
or
they
a cleat, I
actually?
should say. Yeah, I
Oh,
mean, I
yeah.
only know about it because
I
of
thought you meant
MLB
like
The
a
Show.
sneaker. No, yeah, I know they
No,
have
no,
cleat.
like Derek Jeter has a shoe, but it's not very.
I have.
Good luck.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I have
No,
the.
he's. You mean like the workout shoe that he has?
No, I have like the Jeter 11s,
Oh no, I
like the
mean
ones with like the
the
navy blue
Jeter.
suede.
No, yeah, that's like the collab with Jordan. I think he had
Yeah,
him and A-Rod. A-Rod, they have like casual shoes and then like workout shoes. It doesn't
A
really
Rod
go
has
well
like
for
his own
baseball
shoe
players.
brand.
That's what I'm
Have
saying.
you
Yeah,
seen
like
those?
the
Yeah,
A-Rod Corp things. Yeah, no, I
yeah.
think Clint could do something with like Jordan's. He could create his own shoe line, and that'd be pretty cool because he's appealing. He has marketability. He's in New York. I think that
I
should
love
happen.
him,
I think we should have CC set that up for Clint
bro. I
and
love
Aaron
Clint
Hicks.
so much. Fucking
I
love
can't
that
wait for
man.
him this year.
Let's see. We have a little role playing here from Futai. Clint,
Uh
yes, I finally don't need to worry about Gardner. Cashman and Hal, are you sure about that? Gardner, I'll be average the whole season, but in the final week, I'll be the best player in baseball. You know, I see no lies here. This is just all truth. Gardner's gonna like have a terrible season. September, he's gonna bat like 450 and he's gonna play the entire postseason. Watch.
But here's my thing, Pat. A question for you, because as much as I want Clint Frazier to be our starting left fielder and know that he's going to be,
Yeah.
and have no doubts that he's going to produce this year, if he sucks in September, right? This is just hypothetical situation. If he's
Yeah.
terrible in September, not terrible. Well, let's say he hits like 210, 220, and Guardy has like a crazy month. I'm not mad if Guardy plays in the postseason.
I am.
If
Well,
that's
it
if
also
that's the
depends
case.
on how the rest of the season went. Like, what are like their final season stats? Because if Clint still finishes with like 30 plus home runs,
No, yes, of
like,
course, yes. No, if Clint produces all season and then has just like an off September,
yeah,
Clint should be the starter going into the playoffs. But what I'm saying is, if Clint has like maybe a decent year, like a productive year, and Guardy has pretty much the Guardy years that he's been having, but just goes off in September, and then we start Clint game one, he goes over 4, 3 strikeouts, and we face a tough righty game two. I'm not mad if they throw Guardy in the starting lineup. I
yeah. I
just
mean,
I feel like the
it
playoffs is
depends
just
on
different
performance.
because you're exactly. It all depends. I don't really foresee that happening. One, because I think he's gonna go off this year, and two, I don't think Guardy is gonna hit 450 in September.
Yeah, no, thank you. James
Yeah,
Scott says Chassin for the pen. I'd love to have him back there for multiple innings. I mean, it depends on how he does in spring, right? If Chassin has an awesome
yeah.
spring, like maybe he could be like used as a bullpen guy. But I think his role is kind of gonna be like what Gio Gonzalez was. I think it was in 2019,
Was that
right?
20?
When
Was
he
that 2018 or 19? I think it was 18.
one of
I
those
could be
years
wrong.
when the Yankees signed him, came to spring training, was decent, went to AAA, and he was like kind of like their backup guy in case they needed someone. And then like eventually they didn't need him, so he just went back to Milwaukee. But I think like that's kind of going to be the role that Chassin's going to play, like that veteran starter slash like long relief guy that they'll call up if they desperately need help.
Dark horse for the fifth guy in the rotation. Just
Huge
saying.
dark horse, but I still think Devi gets it. Like no doubt he does.
I think so too. Yeah.
George says, sorry I haven't been on lately. On Saturday, I lost my dog at the age of 9. She was always in Yankees gear during baseball season. Rest in peace to your dog, George. Like
Rest in
losing
peace.
dogs, Jalen, I don't know if you've ever like had like a dog or lost a dog. Like it's the
Yeah.
worst. Like
Yeah. It's
genuinely.
it's it's like losing a family member. I
No,
have a dog.
literally.
I have a dog who's turning 10 this year, and my grandfather's dog passed away earlier in 2020. It's tough, man. You grow up with these animals, and they grow up with you. You get connected to them. So,
Bro,
George,
it's
we feel for you.
crushing. Yeah, my condolences to you, George, because like, bro, I lost 2 dogs. Like, especially because like I got the dogs when I was like so young, right? So it's like
Yeah,
I got
you
one of
grew
the
up
dogs.
with
I was
them.
like 2. Exactly. I like when it died, I was like 14. It's like I've
Yeah,
only known the dog my whole life. So yeah, that sucks. Rest in peace to your dog, George. Um, you should put Estevan Florial in the deal too, and Andujar.
for who?
Yeah,
The deal for
I
who?
think they're talking about the Castillo one.
I mean, listen, I would love that deal. I think that the Reds' starting point for Castillo is probably going to be Glaber.
Yeah,
I said before when like the rumors were extremely hot, I think that they could talk the Reds down from that. But a deal for a guy like Castillo is going to hurt. It's not going to be.
yeah,
It's not going to be talk. It's not going to be like our expendable pieces. It's not going to be Talkman Andar and uh, Tyro Estrada. Like it's going to be
yeah.
some serious contributing pieces. So I don't really see that happening. Maybe at the deadline, but we'll
Mm,
see.
yeah. Jalen, where'd you get the hat?
So
Or
in
we could just keep it private and no one else can know.
no, I'll let people know because I've traditionally been the guy who like I don't tell anyone where I get my stuff. But this hat, I have a couple of places where I go. This one is this place on Nostrand and Fulton in Brooklyn. It's called Brooklyn Caps. It's my neighborhood. It's not the best area, but if you go during the day, it's cool. It's nice. Get some deals on some hats. They pretty much have every Yankee hat you can think of, like every color.
Do they
They have
ship?
World Series patches. I doubt it. It's like a
No.
very underground. Like it feels super illegal. But shout out to Brooklyn Caps.
That's like no joke, Jalen. Like if you're trying to give a plug to someplace, that's probably the weirdest plug I've ever heard in my life.
I'm
Well,
not.
first
I
of
don't
all,
want anyone to
guys, first of all, it's in a really sketchy neighborhood. Like,
listen.
just
I don't want
go at
anyone
night.
to. I'm telling you where I got it from, but I don't want anyone to know about it. Like I go in there because they have hats that you can't find online,
Yeah,
and I was looking for this hat. I wasn't looking for this hat. I was looking for. It's almost like a taxi yellow kind of color, like goldish yellow Yankee hat that I've worn for a long time, and they had every size except my size, and I was like, well, listen, I came here, I have to get something,
what size
and
are
I
you?
was with this girl, 7.5.
Same,
If anyone wants to send me hats out here,
same. Yeah,
now
if
you know my
anybody wants to
size.
send me a hat, 7.5. We'll make a PO
There we go.
box. Like,
There we go.
let's see.
But yeah, no, I was with this girl. She said, "Get the pink one." Got the pink one. That's how it goes.
Bro, like I'm
That
I'm
simple.
gonna stand on this stump until the day I die. Pink, like hot pink, is a fire
Yeah,
color for
it
clothes.
is.
Like easy,
Even like
easy.
baby pink like that.
Yes,
That color. It's a
yes,
nice. It's a nice
yes.
color.
I love like the vibrant pink. Like, bro, in GTA, I have this car. It's a hot ass pink, bro. It's fire.
That's this
Um,
hot pink right here.
exactly. Let's see.
Pink.
Hot take. Whoa, yeah, Andrew's got the hot takes tonight. Clint Frazier hits more home runs than Judge and Stanton combined.
Yikes. That wouldn't
That's
be
that's
great.
that's a hot take. I mean, it might not be that hot considering like if Judge and Stanton don't stay healthy, like yeah, that's possible. But it's like considering everyone's healthy, this has no chance.
Yeah, he would have to hit like I think. Listen, I think Stan's gonna hit like 50 home runs this year, and I think Judge is probably gonna hit like between 35 and 40. I think honestly, actually, I was gonna say something, but I don't know if it's true. I was gonna say I think Judge is becoming less of a home run hitter than we thought he was gonna be. I think when he started off his career with 52 home runs, we thought he was gonna be like a 45 to 50 home run guy every year. I think he's gonna settle in for his career to be like 30s, mid 30s, high 30s. But
I
I
completely
I
disagree.
disagree. I was gonna say I disagree with myself because I think he can like tap a baseball and it can go out of the park.
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
think if he stays healthy, he's almost a lock for 40 home runs. So
easily. Yeah, I mean, because like let's not forget, before Judge got hurt in 2017 and like his stats dipped off dramatically, the dude was
mhm.
batting like 330. No
Yeah, no,
joke.
I disagree with
So,
myself. He's gonna win MVP at some point in his career, if not
oh,
this year.
easily. I mean, he already has one MVP. Just saying.
That's very true.
We
That's
don't speak
absolutely true.
of the other men. Let's see. Okay,
The other
Matt
man.
Finch. Another good comment. Another good comment. Fans who
There you
are
go.
fixated on the team spending big every season are short-sighted. They have a large payroll, and you don't want to lock up hundreds of millions before Judge, Voit, Torres, Severino, Garcia, Frazier, etc. are in a position to get paid. You already have big money tied to Stan and Cole. Not signing a big money player now makes it more likely the kids are Yankees for life. Sure.
Yeah,
I would agree with this
I
just
agree.
because let's say the Yankees signed Trevor Bauer this offseason. The same people who were advocating for the Yankees to sign Trevor Bauer would be the first people complaining when the team doesn't re-sign Glaber or Judge when they become free agents, right?
I think you have to just remember that like I see both sides to it, right? Because I do understand when people get frustrated and we say like, um, you know, why do fans care how much the Yankees spend? Like it's not our money. But on the other side, we have to remember it is a business, and we have to understand that the Yankees are operating their organization as a business. So it's not just going to be just turn off salary cap mode and spend whatever you want. So
Yeah.
when we go over the luxury tax, we have to understand what that means. So, like, I personally changed sides on the whole argument because this offseason, I didn't want them to go over the luxury tax. I didn't think there was anyone really out there worthy of going over the luxury tax for.
Sure.
I mean, Trevor Bauer would have been a nice addition, but I soured on him throughout the offseason, his whole antics and everything. I didn't really want any parts of that. But no, I think we have like two international free agents lined up next year. And if we went over our luxury tax, we wouldn't have the money to sign them. And then those guys could turn into big stars for us. We have a lot of international free agents pan out for us. We could lose draft picks. We could, you know what I mean? Like, we're not going to spend big. And then we didn't go over in 2018, and then we had the money to go spend on Garrett Cole. What if he paid for Manny Machado, never had Gio? Machado hit like 260 with 30 home runs, and it was nice. But we never won the World Series, and we never signed Garrett Cole. So everything has its two sides to it. I'm not as mad about the whole luxury tax thing as I once was, and I think Matt makes a great point.
Yeah. I got two comments I want to bring up here. One of them from CJ, no noti. I don't know. Listen, YouTube, if you guys are watching, I don't know why the notifications don't go out anymore. Like, they used to go out for like the first couple streams or whatever, but it's like now YouTube is like, yo, why are they going live every single night? Like, I don't like, if people hit the notification bell, like, the notification should go out. I don't understand.
I have a solution.
Yeah.
I think you guys make a Twitter account, follow us on Twitter, and turn our post notifications on, and you'll know when we're going live.
Yeah, I mean, chat, you guys could do that. Or just keep in mind that we do go live every night at 9 p.m. exactly at 9 p.m. So maybe we'll start at like 9:02, 9:03. We're never usually later than like 5 minutes late. But also, yeah, follow us on Twitter, because the stream also goes on Twitter once we go live. And yeah, I just keep in mind 9 p.m. every night. Hashtag biased Pat. I don't know what this necessarily refers to.
You're biased.
I know, yeah, we're a little bit behind on the chat, but I don't know what I'm really biased about. Like, what were we talking about? I can tell you
you're biased. I do know what you are biased about.
The Clint Gardner situation. That's what we were talking about.
I was gonna say a different Gardy situation. I think your not necessarily anger, but your sadness about the Greg Allen situation stems from you wanting him to be in the place of Brett Gardner. I think having Greg Allen to you was like, okay, no more Gardy. But I think I can look at it a little bit more like clear eyes and realize he was never gonna make this team.
Jalen,
but it's okay,
he was a sign of hope. He was a sign of hope. He was a sign of change. Yeah. And now it's just.
What it was.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
God.
I'm sorry, buddy.
No,
listen,
okay.
If we win the World Series, he retires, in my opinion. I don't think he comes back if we win the World Series. So we have even more reason to root for the Yankees to win this year.
It would just suck so bad because then, like, the World Series celebration would turn to like a Brett Gardner celebration. Like he'll just Judge will like throw him up on his shoulders and like run around the field. Like we did it for Brett.
If we win the World Series, I'll take it. I really wish we would have won in 2019 because I think sending out CC would have been a beautiful thing with the World Series ring. Yeah. And I genuinely think Gardy was thinking about retiring after 2019. If we would have won the World Series that year, I think he was going to go out with CC. But I think we lost, and he wanted that final tour or whatever. Then 2020, craziness happened, COVID, no fans. We lost again. He was like, we have to come back. And now he has a 2-year deal. This guy's such a little rat. Like, I don't know. How did he get a 2-year deal? He went from not even being in our plans in the offseason. Spring training starts, and then all of a sudden Brian Cashman and Hal Steinberg are like, yeah, he needs a deal. Not only a deal, he needs a player option as well. That's
Jalen,
crazy.
I'm confused though. Like, because I thought originally like it was a mutual option for the second year.
No, it's not. So basically the way the deal works, right? So he makes I don't forget the exact numbers, like 2 point something this year, guaranteed, with a $1 million signing bonus. So it comes up to close to $4 million. Then on top of that, after this year, he has a player option for a little bit over $2 million again. And if he decides to accept the player option, then he's in for another 2-something million. If he declines this player option, then the Yankees now have a club option where it's seven.
He's not going to
now.
decline it. He's not going to
But
decline
okay,
it.
but it's better than the club accepting a $7 million.
So you tell me Brett Gardner's back
club
for 2
option.
years?
Listen, I'm telling you, I think if the Yankees win the World Series, he's not accepting the player option. He's going to retire,
I'm going to cry.
especially if he has a
Whatever.
bad year. If he has a bad
No,
year, he's not.
whatever. I'm over it. No, whatever, dude. I just want to end stream now. No, I'm kidding. Let's see what else we got. Okay, we could bring up CJ's comment. Patrick, are you happy Gardy's making 1.85 million this year? That's what you said you wanted. You said you wanted 1 to 2 mil. Listen, I wouldn't be opposed to a 1 year, $1 to $2 million contract.
It's
But
a little
now
bit
with
more.
Jalen's information, it's a little bit more than 1.85 because he's a signing bonus apparently, and also
Yeah.
there's a second year attached to it. So
the AAV is a little bit higher than the actual money that he's making because the AAV is very funky. The way it works is like it's not how much you're making that year; it's the average contract amount for that entirety of the contract. So if I have a 4-year, $40 million contract and I'm making $39 million in the first year, my AAV is still 10. So it's very weird. I don't know. I really don't understand why they gave him 2 years. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Whatever. Aiden says, who are you taking off the bench, Dietrich or Bruce? This depends heavily on who performs better this spring. But right now, like with no games played, give me Derek Dietrich. I love that man.
I'll take Dietrich as well.
I'm a Dietrich guy.
I love Bruce. I really do like Bruce. I've always liked Bruce. I wish the Mets didn't get cold feet in dealing him to us. I think we had like a deal for him, and then they were just like, "No, I can't do it because it's the Yankees." But
yeah,
I think Dietrich's versatility will get him the nod for me.
Yeah. Kershaw is guaranteed going back to LA now, and Corey Seager's all but gone. Let's swipe him from the Dodgers next offseason. Can't sign a guy for 25 mil when you're 75 over the luxury tax. I would like Corey Seager. I don't know. I still see him going back to LA. I don't know.
Yo, the Dodgers. It's funny because people say you can't sign a guy for 25 mil a year when you're 75 over the luxury tax. Except like you can though. you can. You shouldn't, and I don't know if they will. They'll probably free up some money somehow. I think David Price, they'll probably find a way to get his I don't know if his contract will be up, but they might find a way to get his contract off the books. And Justin Turner, they'll find a way to free up a few dollars, which is apparently all they need. I'd love Corey Seager in the Bronx though. I don't see where he'd play.
He'd be a great fit though.
But
the only way
where,
you do that is
if
you trade Glaber. You'd have to trade Glaber, which I'm not a big fan of.
I'm not
but
either.
CJ, you hit 1K yesterday afternoon/evening. Didn't get the chance to say congrats. Thank you very much, CJ. Thank you very much. Listen, I know I addressed it a little bit for the Trey Ambergy interview last night, but listen, major shout out to all you guys. We hit 1,000 subs like way earlier than I could have ever imagined. Like 2 weeks ago, we hit like 400 or 500. I was like, all right, guys, like let's try to hit 1,000 by opening day. Like no spring training games have even
It's not even March, Pat.
It's not even March, bro. And we hit 1,000. Shout out to all you guys. Like we're just gonna keep pumping content all off season. Like I love it. Fucking love it. Like I genuinely love coming on here every night and just talking Yankees baseball with you guys. Like no joke, just very fun. Jalen's got the different color lights going. Like we're just chilling. Now your hat kind of looks like reddish.
Is that so?
Or maybe I'm colorblind.
I don't know.
No, now it's very pink. It's very much pink.
Now it's red.
Now it's very red. Yeah. A little color game going on. Damien says, better late than never. What's up, Unhinged? How we doing, Damien? How are we doing tonight?
Serrano. How we feeling?
Anthony's got a hot take. Judge lost his gap. He's gonna suck now.
I think it's the opposite. It's the opposite for me. So. The guy's gonna be super confident. All the chicks are gonna be checking him out even more. It's funny story. I was watching the Yankees playoff game with two girls, and they were, as no offense to any women that we have in this chat, but a lot of times when I watch games with women, they tend to check out the guys on the field, and that's what they were doing. And they were saying that if Aaron Judge kept his mouth closed, that he'd be so much more attractive. And I think now he doesn't need to.
Bro, it's so funny you say that actually, because like whenever I would like watch like a Yankee game with a girl or like just like she sees like the Yankees, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm always like, You want to see like the sexiest man on the Yankees? Pull up Aaron Judge. I'm like, look at this beautiful man. And every single time they're like, no, like he's ugly. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like,
Listen, you'd be surprised that the two that I find most girls find attractive on the Yankees, and we're turning into like E News Hollywood. Baby G, Glaber, girls love Glaber, and listen. Do you blame them?
he's like a little teddy bear.
He's a little teddy bear.
He's just so cuddly.
He's adorable. He's adorable.
He's adorable. He's adorable.
How can you be
Especially
mad at
like
that?
how he speaks English, like so like quaint.
Oh
and,
my
like,
goodness.
love
Listen, I have a crush on him. So then Mike Talkman's another one.
Really?
Just like kind of grow. It depends on the girl. Like Mike Talkman has like this grown man, like takes care of business, cuts steaks with his bare hands.
Garrett Cole's a beautiful man.
See, I don't know when he kind of gives me this like Bruce Wayne like villain type thing, like not Batman. Like
I love
if
Garrett
like Bruce
Cole,
Wayne was a villain. And then Gio is another one that gets a lot of love.
Really?
For similar reasons for Glaber. Stanton. People love Stanton.
Beautiful man.
Can't hate on that.
Man.
I mean, he's just a beautifully sculpted man. But yeah, let's move on. Oh, yeah. Another one. Wait, really quick. Aaron Hicks.
Really?
I've heard a few girls say that they're in love with Aaron Hicks.
Interesting. Jalen's got the inside scoop.
Yeah.
Inside scoop.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to a little different topic. We kind of went down a little alleyway there, but that's okay. Like sometimes you just need to do it for the sake of society.
Absolutely.
But Andrew's got another hot take tonight, and it's Jay Bruce never makes it out of AAA.
I think he'd ask for out of his contract.
Yeah,
I don't think
so.
I don't think that the Yankees I don't think they brought him in just to be like there. Like he's not Matt Duffy, he's not Robinson Chirinos. Like Jay Bruce has been a solid major league player his entire career. He had an off year last year, but kind of everyone did except like maybe 30, 40 guys. So yeah. I think Jay Bruce has a real shot to make this roster. I think Derek Dietrich signing brought down that chance a little bit, but I'm interested to see what he does in the spring training games.
I hate to go back to the previous topic for a second, but I do want to bring up Parker's comment. Can't forget Tyler Wade. We did listen. Girls love Tyler Wade. There's so many Twitter accounts like just dedicated to Tyler Wade. Like it's a little bit sick.
I don't think girls love Tyler Wade. I think a lot of guys love Tyler Wade, like Yankees fans. Like we have a lot we have a lot of guy crushes on Tyler Wade in the Yankees fan base.
Yeah, I have a guy crush on Aaron Judge and Garrett Cole. Like that's just it. I think because mine are like just based on performance. Like you know what I mean?
I get you right there.
I've been there before. I used to have a gap. After I got fixed, I felt so much more confident. You might be right. Judge could gain confidence off it that will help him on the baseball field.
I'm telling you, it's like when a guy loses a little bit of weight. Maybe he gets a nice haircut before a game.
I was just gonna say get a fresh haircut.
Get a fresh haircut for a game. Maybe he gets like a nice little his nails done, like not done, like like a nice little manicure.
Okay,
gets refreshed. His hands are feeling clean. He gets a nice little pump at the gym before he goes out. His veins are poking. Like it's just kind of that vibe for me. I think he's just gonna go in.
Gets a new pink hat.
He's smiling so much more in that presser, making sure people saw what was going on. So yeah, I mean, he's already a confident guy, but this is just like, what are you gonna say to him? He's 6'7", he's 275 pounds. He's like 1% body fat. He does yoga now. He has nice hair. He has a very intimidating stare when he's serious. He's an amazing baseball player. He's 6'7", like I said, and now he doesn't even have a gap in his teeth. So
did you see him standing next to Shaq?
Yeah, it was kind of intimidating.
Bro, it's kind of scary because like I'm just picturing where I would fit in that picture. Like I don't even think I would be in frame.
Well, they have a picture. There's a picture of Shaq standing next to Kevin Hart, and that was like.
How tall is Kevin Hart?
And then like 5'4", maybe 5'3", 5'6".
Oh, he's 5'4". All right, I'm not that short. 5'4". Holy shit!
Kevin Hart, search it. I don't want to be.
He's 5'4". I just looked it up.
Yeah. Wow. But I mean, look, when you see guys judge it, like you have to remember how big these basketball players are. Like,
yeah, no,
6'7" is like. Think about it like this. I don't know if how much basketball people in the chat know. J.R. Smith is 6'6".
Is he
Does
really?
J.R. Smith does not look tall on an NBA roster.
Wow.
Aaron Judge is 6'7", and J.R. Smith is 6'6". I'm trying to think of who else is 6'7". If like
Judge would be
someone
like a shooting
notable.
guard.
Judge would be a shooting guard / like small forward. He would be a small forward in the NBA.
No, yeah.
Like there's no like James Harden is 6'6". So James Harden stares Aaron Judge like eye to eye.
It's crazy. It's I mean,
That's insane
also
to think
like
about.
bro, I remember when I shook hands with Aaron Judge because I went to like one of his like autograph signings a while ago. This was like I think it was like 2016 actually. And bro, shaking hands with the dude, I think he could probably wrap his entire hand around my hand like 3 times.
Yeah.
And I like to consider myself having like fairly large hands. But bro,
Yeah.
this dude has massive like bare CC too,
No, it's
bro.
insane.
CC has like
another one.
bare paws.
But CC's another one
Genuinely.
where CC's what, 6'7", 6'8", maybe 6'6".
Yeah, something like 6'6", maybe.
He's really tall, but he's a shooting guard in the NBA. Like that's crazy to think
Yeah.
about. Dylan Betances is 6'8". LeBron James is 6'9". Like
Ridiculous.
LeBron has never even been the tallest player on his team. It's just crazy to think about how tall some of these basketball players are.
Yeah.
Here I am, 5'10".
Let's pull up another comment here. I'm kind of hype about the potential playoff pen. Medina, Herman, Garcia, O'Day, Britton, Chapman. Honestly, I'd kind of switch some things up there. You're forgetting Justin Wilson. Also, I don't think Medina is going to be in there. I think Nick Nelson would probably be in there over him if it came down to it. Just because I don't think Medina is going to get like the reps this season that Nelson will. And I think you might flip-flop Garcia and Sevy in the rotation. I think Sevy might be a better fit in the bullpen than he would be as a starter, and Devi might fit better as a starter.
Here's my thing. I think I agree with you about Medina. I think Nick Nelson's going to be in there. I think Medina and Luis Heel.
Yeah, Heel.
They're two really interesting options. I think they have some of the nastiest stuff in the Yankees organization, but I think they need a couple more years to get their control right. They might get a couple chances here and there this season, just when we get into the thick of things and we need arms to just give us some innings. But I don't think they're going to have prominent roles in this year's playoffs. But the rest of that bullpen, however you want to flip that around, I think Sevy's going to be a starter. I just think if he comes back healthy the way he looks like he's on pace to, he's going to be our number 3 starter or number 2 starter, depending on how good he is when he comes back. But I'm really excited about our rotation. One, I think you go Garrett Cole, then Kluber, Tyone, Sevy, and Montgomery, and that's just 5. And you have other options as well. You still have Davey. If he outperforms somebody on that list, you can put Davey in there. I'm a big Chacin guy, so I'm excited about the rotation. But then you have that bullpen in the playoffs, which hopefully doesn't have to work too much, except for like the 7th, 8th, 9th. I'm really excited about Darren O'Day. I think he's going to be a great addition. I think Zach Britton's the best reliever on this team. I think Chapman's going to have a bounce back year. We talked about that. So yeah, I'm
who's
excited.
going to have the best year out of anybody? My man, the man who they say I look like a Walmart version of, Garrett Cole, bro. I'm like, no joke. I'm like so high on Garrett Cole this season. Like, I genuinely think he might have the best season of his career.
Here's
like
the
that's not
thing.
Even like the psychoness talking in me. Like genuinely best season.
That's a very fair way to put it. I think it's very interesting because I think his first year in Houston, he had a good year, but he had some early struggles. He was getting used to his new teammates, getting used to his pitching staff, getting used to the new catchers. And then the second year in 2018, guy was virtually unhittable. And then now you have the Yankees. He had a good year, getting used to everybody. And then now we have fans coming back. Now he's going to be his second year working with the Yankees catchers, second year working with the pitchers, with our analytics on the Yankee Stadium mound. He's comfortable. You can tell he's a dad now. He has loose.
He's got a mustache. He's confident.
That guy he's the veteran that like the leader, the ace that we've been missing so much. Even more so, I genuinely think than CeCe was. Like he's that guy that's like, oh, I'm the Yankees ace, but like the 19th man that's invited to spring training, who has no shot of making this roster, who nobody's even heard of. let me coach him up a little bit. Like, let me coach up this guy. Like, let me coach up Jameson Taillon, who is a proven MLB starter, but I could show him a lot, and he's like a newcomer to our team, help him feel comfortable, and that's just gonna make him pitch better.
I love him, bro.
He's gonna win a Cy Young this year.
He would like now that I'm actually talking about it, like I don't think people are like I'm probably jinxing this whole thing now. I don't think people are ready for the season that Garrett Cole's about to have.
We'll see, man.
In all
I really hope
seriousness.
so. I really hope he's just like the guy that you hand him the ball and just get out the way.
I think Andrew might have my favorite comment of the night. Now we know why Patrick thinks Garrett looks hot.
There it
now
is.
we know. Now we know.
Exactly.
Like father, like son. Let's see. Is Warren going to stay in the minors? I think Adam Warren is most likely going to be a bullpen arm unless there's any sort of injury, and then he'll probably honestly, if Warren performs well, performs well at AAA, he'll probably be like the first guy up. If there's like an injury or something in the bullpen, he'd probably be first up.
We'll see. Yeah, I could see that. I think I'm really excited about this depth, man. We have so many options. Like,
I'm so excited. Jalen, I'm so excited right now.
Bro, because here's the thing. We've always had, like, how are we going to fill in this last bench spot? How are we going to fill in if this guy goes down? How are we going to fill in? The reason why we're asking that question now is because we have a lot of really good options. Like, we forget that the Yankees signed is Adam Warren's one of them, and Kyle Bearclaw is another one that people just completely forget. That guy was one of the most sought-at commodities. I think it was 2018.
I forgot about Bearclaw.
He was a guy that everyone wanted because he was like the pitcher of the relief pitcher of the month for the Marlins, and
yes.
So like I just think we have a lot of really solid options. We're prepared. Hopefully, there's no injuries. I mean, that's a super wishful thinking, but like hopefully there's no major injuries, I should say. I just like think like if there were to be some of those, we're prepared. Matt Bowman's another one that's like, when did that even happen, man? I don't even remember that. But
bro,
like we have them.
Asher Wojciechowski.
Yeah, I'm not as
Orioles
big on that
legend.
Not as big as that.
What do you
I'm
mean?
not as big as that one.
Nick Goody.
I forgot that we signed him.
Nick Goody.
I thought we were going to sign
Cortez Jr.
Also not a fan of Nestor Cortez.
Tyler Lyons.
Listen, I will say we have a lot of depth. I'm higher on some than others, but yeah, we do have a lot of depth. But I do. It's interesting because, yeah, never mind. I'm not gonna. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Parker, awesome comment. Dye your hair with temporary dye. Shave all your facial hair. Take a few photos. Post them. Bam! You're getting recognized worldwide for being Garrett Cole doppelganger. Would I have to dye my hair? Maybe like a lighter, maybe like a tint lighter.
I don't think you have to dye it. I think you have to like curl it up a little bit.
Maybe, or I mean, it's pretty curly in the back. You know what I mean?
Or you'd have to like cut it a little bit.
I would have to get a little bit of a trim because right now it's like Astros Cole. I need to get it like to Yankees Cole level, and then unless, bro, I just like grow out facial hair and just try to get like a Garrett Cole beard because no joke, like Garrett Cole had a quality ass beard with the Astros. I don't even think I could get that.
That was one of the most disappointing things when we signed Garrett. I think part of again, he's obviously an amazing pitcher, but part of people sleep on the intimidation factor that a beard can give you. I think a huge part of his dominance was his beard. Like, I genuinely believe that. I genuinely believe that. I think that his beard adds a different element to his game. Obviously not too much. I don't think it matters that much. He's still a tremendous pitcher, but like that just when you stare at a
doesn't sit right.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, sure, okay, you're Garrett Cole, I get it, but like you don't have a beard. It's not, I'm not really that intimidated by you. But when he has that beard and he has that look in his face, it's just a little different.
Bro, they should have let him keep it. They really should have let him keep it, bro.
Listen, it'll never happen as long as the Steinbrenner's
he just looked so much more intimidating with it.
He did, I agree. But,
Anthony's got a really good prediction here. 19-6 with a 2.96 ERA in the winner of the Cy Young. However, he won't reach 300 Ks because the Yankees aren't going to make him pitch lots of innings because he only threw 70. Sanchez is your 2021 AL MVP, though.
I could see Sanchez as our comeback player of the year.
The Yankees have so many comeback player of the year options. So many.
Let's go through them. I think Sanchez, Gleyber.
Maybe even Judge, too. Judge, Stanton.
I can see that.
Kluber, Tyone.
I think if the biggest – I was going to say the bigger opportunity for that is our pitchers. But I'd say the two that I'd see the most likely is Gary and Kluber. I
Yeah,
could see those two being in the running for comeback player of the year.
yeah. Andrew Wallace, who's your favorite prospect in the organization? Trey Ambergy, obviously. Duh.
I'm gonna
Uh,
go with
if you say Jason Dominguez, I'm ending it.
no, he's not. Hold
Okay.
on. There's this guy, I forget his name.
He's your favorite, but you don't know his name.
No, I saw a video of him and he's not my favorite. I saw a video of him. Steven, no, okay. I saw a video. I think it came from when I was watching the R thing, like our Unhinged interview with Jay Ambergy. It came up on my like Explorer page on Instagram. His name is Steven Sensley.
Interesting.
He's like a low A guy, got drafted in 2017. Lefty bat from Louisiana. This guy hits nukes. Like it looks like Barry Bonds, bro. Dude,
Okay.
Google, bro. So YouTube search Steven Sensley and look at the
I'll look it
freaking
up.
travel on this guy's.
Maybe we'll make a video out of him.
Bro, I'm
Um,
telling you.
I do like Danny's comment though. I'm pretty sure Cole is the off-brand Patrick, bro. Now
All
that's a
right,
take.
all
That's a
right, all
take.
right, all
I
right.
don't even think I agree with that one, to be honest. Like, no, I cannot. No, Garrett Cole is just the man. Yeah, I love Garrett Cole with all my heart. It's actually getting a little bit weird tonight. I'm not gonna
It
lie.
is. It is. This tonight. Tonight's been
But it's like
very odd
it's a good odd though. Like there's a
for
bad
sure.
odd when
It's
it's like
excitement.
yeah, there's a good odd, there's a bad odd, but
Tonight is excitement.
tonight's excitement. Before we wrap things up, we could do Anthony's little game here. Both of you make a score prediction for opening day versus the Jays. I'll go first. The Yankees are gonna win 8-3. Just saying.
Mm. I got the Yankees winning 7-1. I think Garrett Cole goes 7, no runs. I think they bring in. Who do they bring in that gives up a run?
Chad
You know
Green.
what? You know what? I'm gonna go 7-0. Yankees win. Garrett
Oh.
Cole has 8 strikeouts, 7 no run innings. What's the shutout innings? I was gonna say what's the word for shutout? It's shut up. 7 shutout innings. Darren O'Day pitches the 7th. Britton
Britain
pitches
for the
the
8th,
8th,
Chapman for the ninth.
and Chapman for the 9th. Not because it's a safe situation, but I think opening day Boone likes to get his guys in there.
Love it.
Um,
Love it.
so that's what I
Love
could
it.
see that happening. Maybe
Love
Justin
it.
Wilson goes an inning. Who knows?
To answer your final question, Daniel, 7 against Ryu. Hell yeah. The man's not ready for the Bronx. He's not ready for it. Especially fans. Fans are gonna be back.
No, yeah, I think we jump on that guy early. I think they put up like 4 within the first 2 innings, and I think maybe he settles in for a couple more innings. And they bring in like one of those stupid relievers that they have that always has like really red cheeks, and
Bro.
we
I'm
get
gonna have to
7.
make a really important decision as far as life goes. Do I want to be at opening day, first game back, right? Or do I stay home for content purposes?
I
It's
don't
gonna be
think
an
you
interesting
can.
scenario.
I don't know. I was looking at Yankees tickets earlier today on their website. They're not selling any tickets for opening day. I don't know how they're doing that. I think you have to like sign up for some kind of thing to even have access to those tickets. But they're selling them for like select games. Like they're not selling any tickets on the main website for the Red Sox series. They're not selling them for Mets series. They're not selling them from opening day.
What the
Like it's only
hell?
there's Rays games available, like Oakland A's, Orioles, Blue
That's
Jays.
weird.
Like it's really weird how they're doing it. I think you have to like sign up for something separate to have access to like the big games.
Daniel says stream at the game, but I don't think that's legal. Isn't that the same thing as
I don't. You can't show the game. You can only
yeah.
like stream and look at like show your face.
Yeah, I don't think you guys would just want to see that.
Which
Just see my
which like
face.
for that you might as well just watch the game.
Yeah, right. All right. So that is gonna wrap things up for us tonight. I am gonna be hopping on Twitch for a little bit after. The link is in the chat. Twitch.tv/Unhinged New York. If you guys want to stop by, probably gonna be playing some Warzone or something tonight. I'm also playing Warzone with Trey Ambergy on Friday night. So stay tuned for that, guys.
Ooh.
But yeah, it should be a good time. But also, once again, thank you guys so much for 1,000 subs. Want to hit an opening day. We hit it way before. Road to 2,000 now. Let's go. We go live every night at 9 p.m. Eastern time.
Pat,
Tomorrow, video out at 12 p.m. Eastern time. Jalen's got the lighter going off. It's just
quick
it's
Quick vigil
What?
for Greg Allen's Yankee career. Let's do a
RIP.
quick moment of silence.
Yep. Moment of silence. 3,
All
2,
right.
1. Okay. Nice.
Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Greg Allen, for your time in the Bronx. Once again, video 12 p.m. tomorrow. We will be live once again tomorrow night at 9 p.m. as well. Hope everyone has an awesome night. Hope to see some of you on Twitch in like 5 minutes. Peace.